Everyone, have you finished with the first part? May-June 2018, paper 21. If you all have finished, can you guide me? They want the variable cost of production per unit. So I have direct labor, direct material, 38,500 is the labor, 24,750 is the material. There is 5,500 in the factory cost. 5,500 is fixed. So the remaining is variable. So 8250 is variable. So I'll do the total variable cost is how much? 71,500. This I have used to produce 11,000 units. So I will get dollar 6.50 per unit. Are you with me? Are you all with me?
Yeah.
Everyone has completed this?
You got 6.5.
Sorry? They want total budgeted contribution for each year. Come on, anybody? So sales minus variable cost will give me contribution. What is the sales? 10,000 units. Selling price is 18 per unit. So it will become, I'll take I have per unit now. So I'll take per unit only. So sales per unit is 18. Variable cost per unit. I just calculated. Which is how much? 6.5. So 18 minus 6.5. How much am I getting? Contribution. 11.5. Contribution you get only out of the units that you sold. So I've sold 10,000 units. So my total contribution is 115,000. Is there any other variable cost?
Variable selling.
Sorry?
Variable selling cost.
Okay, there is also variable selling cost. 5% of sales revenue. What is sales revenue? 10,000 into 18. 10,000 units into 18. So 1,80,000 into 5%. So 9,000 is also variable selling cost. So this will not be contribution. Minus variable selling costs. How did I get this 9,000? So for year 1, it is 10,000 units that I have sold into 18 per unit, and 5% of this is the variable selling cost. So I got my contribution. Sales minus variable cost is contribution. $106,000 is my contribution. For year 2, this will remain the same. What is the number of units that you've sold for year 2? 11,000. 11.5 into 11,000. 126,500. Now variable selling cost. 11,000 into 18 into 5%. 11,000 into 18 is 198 into 5%. 9,900 is the variable selling cost. So 126,500 minus 9,900. I'm going to give you 116,600. Total budgeted contribution for each year we got. Are you with me? Is everyone with me?
Yes, right.
Now they want budgeted production costs. That means all the factory costs they want. The cost of production. What do they want? The cost of production. Production costs. So you have direct material, direct labor. This is the definitely going to be used in the factory. So direct material is for year 1 is 24,750. Year 2 is 29,250. Direct labor for year 1 is 38,500. Year 2 is 45,500. What else they want? They want production cost. That means it should have factory cost also. Production cost per unit. So factory cost for year 1 is 13,750. Year 2 is 15,250. So the total is 77,000 and 90,000. Production cost they want, that means all the direct cost and factory costs. This you will divide, they want it per unit. So you will divide by the number of units you produced. So here I have produced 11,000 units and here I have also produced 13,000 units. So production cost per unit. It will be $7 per unit. And this will be $6.92 per unit. Are you all with me? Are you all with me?
Yes, miss.
Okay. State two limitations of absorption costing.
It cannot be used for short-term decision making.
You don't want to make short-term decision making. You always consider long-term decision making. It is time consuming to calculate the overhead absorption rate. It is very complicated. Zara will agree to this. And managers may need training. Only 2 points they wanted. Now they want budgeted profit each year using absorption costing. Absorption costing means what? Absorption costing means what? Total cost. Now here you have the option to only consider the units that you have sold, or you can find the cost of production, cost of sales by taking the opening and closing inventory. What do you all want to do? Do you all want to take opening and closing inventory or only work with units that we have sold? It is better to work with units sold. Okay? This is always a better option to work with units sold. If you will work with units produced, you will have to take opening and closing inventory into consideration. Are you with me? Are you all with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Now
Yes,
another
miss.
thing is, yeah, tell me.
No,
Tell
we
me.
are with you.
The other thing is you will have to find the price at which you're going to value your inventory. That means the production units. So here you value it at the total price, right? So variable
Yes.
cost is 6.50. What is the fixed cost that you will use to value your production units? Only the factory fixed cost we're going to take, huh? What is the factory fixed cost? 5,500. So for the first year, For year 1, where is the question? For year 1, your factory fixed cost is 5,500. This you will divide it by the number of units. So variable cost for year 1 was 6.5 and variable cost for year 2 was also 6.5. The fixed element for year 1, 11,000 units you produce and 5,500 is the expense. So the fixed cost for year 1 is 0.5. And fixed cost for year 2, you have produced 13,000 units in 5,500. So fixed cost for year 2 is how much? 0.42. So the cost would be 6.92. Let's start doing it. When they want total budgeted profit. You can decide which option you want to choose, okay? However you want to present it. Either you do working on top and present it down. It is your option. I'm not taking inventory into consideration. So I will only take the number of units sold. I don't want that lafada of opening and closing inventory. So this is 10,000 into 18 and this will be 11,000 into 18. Revenue. This is 180,000. This is 198,000. Minus production cost. What is the selling cost? $3,500 is the fixed selling cost. And what was the variable selling cost? 5% of your sales revenue. So all this is your total cost. You will minus and you'll get your profit. 180,000 minus 70,000 production cost minus 3,500 minus 9,000. So your profit for year one is 97,500. With this, I also see that the fixed selling cost will increase by 2% for the next year. So 3,500 into 2%. So it will increase by 70. So this will become 3570. And your variable would be 1,98,000 into 5%. 9,900. Okay. So we are discussing about the production cost for year two. We are not taking the opening inventory and closing inventory into picture because they have not asked me to. Are you all with me?
Yes, miss.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
In the year two, I am selling how many units? I'm selling how many units am I selling? 11,000 units I'm selling. Okay. And I have produced how many units?
13,000.
13,000. Now, if you look very carefully over here, in the year one, I had 1,000 units extra, which would have become the opening inventory of my year two. So in year two, I have 13,000 production and 1,000 of year one. Are you all with me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, fine. But my year one inventory is valued at how much? What is the production cost for year one? 7, right? We calculated variable costs is 6.5, which is same for both. And the fixed cost, that was 5,500. This 5,500 is used to make 11,000 units. So the fixed cost of production for year one is 0.5, which we add. And for year two, it was 5,500. And with this, I produce how many units? 13,000 units. So 5,500 divided by 13,000 is going to give me 0.42. So my cost of production is 6.92. Are you all with me? But the only issue is that I'm not taking opening and closing inventory into consideration. So over here, when I'm talking about 11,000 units, 11,000 units is the units that I have sold. Are you all with me? Are you all with me?
Yeah.
So the units that I have sold, 11,000 units, first 1,000 units would be out of the year one production, which is valued at 7. And the remaining 10,000 units will be out of the current year production, which is valued at 6.92. This is the thing that I wanted to show you. Tell me if you understood or no.
Yeah, I understand.
Others? In the 11,000 units that I have sold, the 1,000 units are from year 1. So they will be valued at year 1 price. And the remaining 10,000 units will be valued at this year's production price. Are you with me?
Yes.
This is the only new thing in this sum. So from the revenue, when you will minus all your costs, minus 7,000, minus 69,200, minus 3,570, minus 9,900. You will get your profit, which is 108,330. Why profit calculated using absorption costing would be different to profit calculated using marginal costing? What could be the reason? Why would there be a difference? In marginal costing, what happens? Tell me what happens. Closing inventory is valued at variable production costs. Yeah. In absorption costing, closing inventory is valued at full production costs. Variable cost plus fixed costs of production, showing higher inventory value. Thus the profits are different. Write it.